Sources familiar with the situation tell us that Lisa Rinna's co-star, Colton Underwood, noticed that Lisa was incredibly inebriated.
Yeah, what a very convenient time for this story to drop right before the reunion is about to air, right when we know that Lisa wants to call Colton out for the comment he made about holding her hostage. What is up, everybody? I want to once again talk about the Colton and Lisa Rinna thing from the Traitors because there's been more coming out, and Colton's PR is really working overtime to depict Colton as not just, a victim anymore, but even kind of a hero. Yeah, this is going to be one of the last times I get to get my licks in on Colton because after I talk about the finale and the reunion on Friday, I plan on moving on unless something big comes out right after the season to talk about. But yeah, I've been covering how Lisa has been staying on Colton's neck because she has. And then suddenly and very, very conveniently, this story comes out about how Lisa Rinna may have been roofied at the Traitors premiere party back in January. And TMZ is breaking this news.
TMZ has learned Lisa Rinna thinks she was drugged with something at the Traitors Season 4 premiere party on January 8th.
But you see, this is not an ordinary story dropping. No, there's more to this story that tries to depict Colton as the hero to this story. And a lot of these news sites, when it comes to entertainment news, always are dropping stories to try and save someone with PR, with good PR. It happens time and time again. You can see that with the Blake Lively shit. It happens all the time. It's some of these news sites are good for anymore is to try and save face for celebrities. So the story here is that Colton basically saved Lisa back at the premiere party.
Sources familiar with the situation tell us that Lisa Rinna's co-star, Colton Underwood, noticed that Lisa was incredibly inebriated after not having too much to drink since he was with her the whole night and kind of saw what was going on. We're told Colton notified Lisa's team and they were able to get her out of there as soon as they took the group photo.
Yeah, what a very convenient time for this story to drop right before the reunion is about to air, right when we know that Lisa wants to call Colton out for the comment he made about holding her hostage during the season, when we know Colton's past and Lisa wanted to hold his feet to the fire a little bit. Here comes this story that Lisa may have been roofied at the premiere party and Colton was the hero against her, so why would Lisa come after poor Colton at the reunion? That's all this story is to me. Some people even speculating that if Colton was the one hanging around Lisa all night, could he have been the perpetrator? Now, I'm not going to go that far at all. I'm not going to say that to be the case. Just because Colton has a really weird past doesn't mean he roofies people. But also, I think they were in West Hollywood, and as someone who lived in LA for a while, West Hollywood bars do have a reputation for roofies, unfortunately. What I will say, though, is that just the fact that people speculate that because Colton was hanging around Lisa all night, he could have been the one to roofie her so that he can break a future story that he's a hero speaks to Colton's reputation and once again brings into question why he even gets cast on these reality shows still in the first place. But that's not all. There's been more with Colton this week. He was on a podcast to talk about some parts of the season and to, play the victim, really. He did squash the rumor, though, that he walked off the set at the reunion because of, some sort of drama against him, saying that there's times during the reunion that they take breaks, more people come out to sit in different places, and I do believe that.
But I did see there was some tea saying that you stormed off set you want to clear it up when you're filming that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't always have time to like go back and forth and say this is true, this is not true, but like, I did not storm off of the set.
But he uses these rumors, and he uses these rumors like he always uses things to protect himself by playing the victim. Woe is Colton was a lot of this podcast, which should be no surprise for anyone that's been watching this season of The Traitors and knows how Colton has handled this season of The Traitors.
I guess there's a lot of spin that's happened on this season. I'll just say that.
Yeah, there is, huh?
And I've sort of just been sitting there taking it. And like, I'm exhausted at this point of my career. Like, I don't have time to go online and combat every negative or just quite frankly lie that's out there about me.
First of all, I want to say he says at this point in my career, which at this point his career is just still getting on these reality shows, but he acts like he's at a point in his career where he shouldn't have to go on social media and defend himself all the time. And I don't think people can do that. I don't think people should defend themselves on social media all the time. Most people's problem with Colton, well, it's twofold. That he never really took responsibility when his stalking allegations against Cassie happened, which we're about to talk about again. We've talked about it to death, but we're going to talk about it again because of something he said on a podcast. But the other problem with Colton is that he willingly wants to be a reality star. He wants to keep being a reality star. It's how he's making his money right now. And so to blame the people like he's going to do with the rest of this interview is laughable, because he's the one that wants to be this reality star. And when you want to be a reality star, people are going to have commentary on you as a person. And right now, people do not like Colton as a person. That's the problem.
I think we're in a really interesting place in society right now, like this whole parasocial dynamic. Like, I'm sure you get it too, but like, people feel like they know me and they have this like right and entitlement to like know every detail of my life, because I have been pretty like vocal and vulnerable and open with sort of my path and my journey. But like,
so here he is blaming the fans. And two things can be true, because fans are very parasocial. We talk about this on this channel with Love Island a lot. Once you get off Love Island, people want to still follow every little thing a couple may or may not do, for better or for worse. And I do think that is very parasocial. In Colton's case, though, I don't think fans are still parasocial with him. I don't think fans really give a fuck about his relationship or what he's doing on a daily basis. What fans have cared about with Colton this season is that he keeps getting on these reality shows, even though Cassie, who was stalked, doesn't. But there never was a time that Colton took responsibility for what he did to Cassie.
it is getting to a point where it's a little overwhelming now.
Yeah.
Like, they don't have a full understanding. They're talking about things in my past that they have no idea really what was going on or what's true. Like, that's like the thing that, I can't say much about the situation other than the fact that, of course, I have a ton of regret and I've taken accountability in the past, but like...
Listen, Colton is saying that people don't have the full picture, but people have a big enough picture about what he did to Cassie to have preconceived notions about him. And as someone in the comments by the name of Pretty Little WTF said, he said, even though Colton says he takes accountability, he took accountability for it, that's not completely true. Pretty Little WTF says, I mean, he never had any real accountability for what he did, because the first time he spoke out about it, he chose that moment to let the whole world know he was gay, including the first time Cassie heard it, and that overshadowed the accountability. It's about time. Exactly. He did not take accountability for his actions against Cassie, because that is when he chose to come out as gay to protect himself from the whole situation. Era of Kona also went on to say, then don't be a public figure. Exactly. If you're sick of the parasocialness, if you're sick of people questioning what you did to Cassie, you can stop going on reality TV. But he won't, because he wants to be a reality TV star, and it's the only way he seems to be able to make money right now.
I'm tired of having to answer questions around it. Like, the public, we've handled it privately. We moved on, and it's doing nobody this service to keep rehashing things.
Yeah.
Lastly, of course, Colton doesn't want to keep talking about this. Of course, Colton doesn't want to keep rehashing this. The problem is, though, he's never really hashed it. They handled it privately. But publicly, if you still want to be on these reality TV shows, the public has every right to call you out on your bullshit. And that's Colton's problem. He cannot handle being called out, period. And that is why he always plays a victim in these situations. Or I guess in the case with Lisa Rinna right now, he is trying to have his PR make him out to be a hero with Lisa. So people can maybe perceive Lisa as, why would you do this to Colton when he was your hero at the premiere party? It's a joke, like much of Hollywood, that they have those type of PR stories while these reality shows continue to cast people like Colton who suck and should not be cast in the first place.